In Antarctica, a shocking discovery changes everything we thought we knew about our planet's frozen frontier. While most of us see this continent as nothing more than endless ice and penguins, Chinese researchers have uncovered secrets that have global superpowers on edge and climate scientists up at night. Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover today will shock you. Let's go.
Number 13. China's lightning-fast Antarctic takeover. Back in 1980, China had zero presence in Antarctica. Fast forward just 4 years, and they launched their first expedition in 1984, moving with the kind of speed that makes other nations scratch their heads. By 1985, they had built the Great Wall Station on King George Island, followed quickly by Zhongshan Station on the eastern side. This wasn't some slow, methodical expansion. This was a calculated blitz that put China on the same level as the US and Russia in record time. What makes this even more suspicious is how they played the diplomatic game. They joined the Antarctic Treaty System and secured consultative party status by 1985, giving them voting rights and full participation in Antarctic policymaking. Countries don't usually move this fast unless they know something others don't. The research they conducted during these early years focused on atmospheric whistlers and electromagnetic waves at Great Wall Station, while Zhongshan Station zeroed in on geomagnetism and ocean currents. Unlike Western nations that broadcast their findings, China kept their operations unusually quiet. They even partnered with Japan's National Polar Research Institute for joint biological studies, absorbing decades of expertise from countries that had been there much longer. Number 12. The penguin poop revolution that shocked scientists. Nobody expected frozen bird droppings to rewrite climate science, but that's exactly what happened when Chinese geochemist Sun Liguang published his groundbreaking study in Nature magazine in 2000. While other researchers were drilling ice cores and collecting rock samples, Sun turned to something most scientists would ignore completely: penguin guano. This wasn't just any random idea. Sun developed a technique called typomorphic element combination analysis, examining specific elements like phosphorus, copper, and fluorine in the droppings to piece together a 30,000-year timeline of penguin colony sizes. The results were absolutely stunning. The data revealed clear population swings tied directly to long-term climate fluctuations. During warmer periods, krill and fish populations exploded, boosting penguin numbers. During colder phases, especially ones that disrupted sea ice coverage and oceanic food chains, penguin populations crashed. What makes this discovery terrifying is what it tells us about our current trajectory. The same method that revealed ancient population dips tied to natural warming events now shows us how rapid human-driven climate change could devastate ecosystems. I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day. But to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel. So leave your like right now. And now that you have done that, let's go! Number 11. Ice cores from hell. Dome Oz frozen time capsules. Dome Argus, the highest and coldest point on Antarctica, became China's most ambitious drilling site in 2004. Temperatures here dropped to minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit, with howling winds and oxygen levels that mess with your head. Most countries would need imported, specialized equipment for this kind of work, but China built their own drilling technology from scratch. Their first major breakthrough came with a 108-meter ice core, followed by an 800-meter core in 2009. Then, in 2019, they achieved something that stunned the scientific world: a continuous ice and subglacial core drilled through 200 meters of solid ice using equipment they engineered themselves. These cores aren't just frozen relics, they're the most reliable records of Earth's climate history, with each layer trapping microscopic clues like dust particles, trapped gases, and even fallout from ancient volcanoes. The data confirmed major swings in temperature and greenhouse gas levels that happened over thousands of years. But here's what makes this discovery absolutely terrifying. Those ancient shifts that took millennia are now happening in mere decades. The 2019 subglacial samples taken from beneath the ice sheet offered the first look at how Antarctica's ice physically interacts with the rock below. Number 10. Ghost mountains that could trigger global catastrophe. Buried beneath nearly 2 miles of solid ice lies the Gomburtsev Mountains, a massive range so ancient and untouched it might as well exist on another planet. During geological expeditions in the 2000s, Chinese scientists used ground-penetrating radar and seismic imaging to map these completely concealed peaks. What they found rewrote Antarctica's tectonic history and revealed something that could accelerate climate change beyond our worst nightmares. The Gomburtsev Mountains formed over 1 billion years ago and were rejuvenated around 250 million years ago during continental plate collisions. Chinese researchers mapped long, narrow alpine valleys running between steep ridgelines, evidence of ancient geological activity preserved like fossils beneath the ice. These valleys tell a story of colossal tectonic forces that stretched, faulted, and sculpted the continent's crust through repeated geological upheaval. But here's the terrifying part. These ancient mountains aren't just historical curiosities. As Antarctica warms and ice begins to melt, the structure of the land underneath could influence how quickly that melt accelerates. If the bedrock contains old faults and weak zones, parts of the ice sheet could collapse faster than current models predict. A mountain range hidden for millions of years could be a key player in Earth's climate future. Number 9. Joe Rogan's mind-bending Antarctica obsession. Joe Rogan isn't just casually interested in Antarctica, he's genuinely fascinated by its mysteries, returning to the topic across multiple episodes with guests who bring its secrets to life. Episode 1429 with Colin O'Brady, the man who crossed the entire continent alone, captivated Rogan completely. O'Brady described 54 days of dragging a 400-pound sled across 932 miles of soul-crushing ice. But what got Rogan's attention was the psychological weight. O'Brady talked about moments where the ice seemed to breathe and feeling like something was watching him. This mysterious undertone connects directly with what Chinese researchers endure at places like Dome A, where sub-zero science becomes a battle against isolation and potential death. Episode 1996 with former Navy SEAL Andy Stumpf didn't mince words about Antarctica's dangers. Stumpf described crevasses that could swallow tanks, UV rays intensified by the ozone hole, and logistics so brutal that mistakes don't mean injury, they mean you vanish completely. Rogan's reaction was total fascination. It's like the Earth doesn't want us there. Episode 2136 brought Graham Hancock and his controversial views on lost civilizations, steering conversation toward ancient Antarctic maps, like the Peary Reyes map from the 1500s. This map appears to depict the Antarctic coast without ice cover, suggesting people knew about this place before it froze. Number 8. The climate data that changes everything. China's Antarctic discoveries aren't just academic curiosities. They're reshaping how the world approaches climate science and environmental policy. The penguin population records provide biological proof that warming seas were reshaping ecosystems thousands of years before satellites existed to monitor them. This research gave the world a biological model for tracking climate-induced ecosystem shifts, essentially turning penguin droppings into a crucial climate warning system. The ice cores from Dome A revealed abrupt climate swings, CO2 spikes, and ocean changes similar to today's trends. One set of subglacial cores showed how melting ice interacts with ground beneath it, data that's crucial for understanding what happens if massive ice sheets collapse. We're talking about meter-level sea rise and entire coastlines under threat. The Gomburtsev Mountains discovery matters because those buried peaks control how ice moves across the continent. If underlying rock shifts or softens due to warming, glaciers could slide faster, accelerating sea level rise dramatically. Through the 2012 CARIA initiative, China set long-term goals to monitor ice sheet behavior, ocean circulation, and polar ecosystems. Their newly built Inexpressible Island Station near the Ross Sea represents a modern scientific fortress armed with tools for satellite monitoring, biological sampling, and atmospheric tracking. Unlike conspiracy theories about hidden agendas, China's work is published in major scientific journals, shared with international partners, and made available for global climate assessments.
Number 7. The terrifying truth about what's really hidden. The most unsettling part of this story isn't buried alien technology or secret military operations. It's the cold, hard scientific data that reveals how close we are to environmental catastrophe. China's methodical research in Antarctica has uncovered biological alarm bells ringing across the Southern Ocean, atmospheric time capsules showing abrupt climate swings, and geological frameworks that could accelerate sea level rise beyond current projections. What makes this discovery truly terrifying is that it's not science fiction. It's peer-reviewed research published in the world's most prestigious journals. The penguin studies show ecosystem collapses during ancient warming periods. The ice cores confirm that rapid climate changes have happened before, but never this fast. The mountain surveys reveal that Antarctica's stability depends on geological factors we barely understand. China's Antarctic legacy isn't about flags or territorial influence. It's about giving humanity the data needed to understand how quickly our planet can shift from stable to catastrophic.
Number 6. The microbe revolution that nobody saw coming. Deep beneath Antarctica's frozen wasteland, Chinese scientists stumbled upon something that sounds like pure science fiction, but turned out to be terrifyingly real. While drilling through ancient ice layers, they discovered microorganisms that had been locked away for millions of years, essentially frozen in time like biological time capsules. These weren't just any ordinary bacteria. These were extremophiles, organisms that thrive in conditions that would kill almost everything else on Earth. The Chinese research teams, working in temperatures that would freeze your breath before it left your mouth, extracted ice samples containing microbes that had survived in complete darkness, crushing pressure, and sub-zero temperatures for geological epochs. What makes this discovery absolutely mind-blowing is how these organisms adapted to survive. They developed unique metabolic pathways that don't require sunlight or oxygen, essentially rewriting the rules of life as we know it. Some of these microbes can break down organic compounds in ways that could revolutionize biotechnology, medicine, and even space exploration. The implications go way beyond Antarctica. If life can survive in these extreme conditions, it changes everything we thought we knew about where life might exist in the universe. Mars, Europa, and Enceladus, suddenly these frozen worlds don't look so lifeless anymore.
Number 5. The ozone hole connection that changes everything. While everyone was focused on global warming, Chinese researchers in Antarctica uncovered something that makes the ozone hole look like a preview of coming attractions, rather than a problem we solved. Their atmospheric monitoring stations detected ozone-depleting compounds in concentrations that shouldn't exist anymore, given international bans on CFCs and similar chemicals. The data coming from Chinese monitoring equipment showed that the Antarctic ozone hole wasn't just healing slowly, it was fluctuating in ways that didn't match computer models. Some years showed dramatic recovery, while others revealed unexpected depletion events that caught atmospheric scientists completely off guard. What terrified researchers was discovering that natural processes in Antarctica were now interacting with human-made chemicals in ways nobody predicted. Volcanic activity beneath the ice, combined with unique atmospheric conditions over the continent, was creating chemical reactions that either accelerated ozone destruction or triggered unexpected recovery patterns.
The Chinese data revealed that Antarctica's atmosphere operates like a massive chemical laboratory, where trace compounds from around the world converge and interact in ways that affect global weather patterns. Storm systems that form over Antarctica carry these atmospheric changes to other continents, meaning what happens in the world's most isolated place directly impacts weather everywhere else.
Number 4. The magnetic anomaly that defies physics. 中亚地理地研究所在安塔提港发现了无法解释的颇高电场亮领。Their magnetometer 数据显示出区域为 Earth magnetic field 行为在未知与阿尔特格之内产生冲突的现象。这些不是小变化或 measurement 异物，这是 Moss 的 Magnetic Anomalies 指出世界的核心变化是由于文本所提出的。中亚 Research Teams 为了实际实验体验，研究设备和摄影 ，map 了 magnetic field lines that twist and bend in patterns that shouldn't be possible. In some areas, compass readings spin wildly 或 point in completely wrong directions. Navigation equipment fails completely, forcing researchers to rely on GPS systems that sometimes give contradictory readings. What makes this discovery particularly unsettling is that these magnetic anomalies appear to be growing stronger over time. Year-over-year measurements show the affected areas expanding and the magnetic distortions becoming more pronounced. This isn't just a curiosity for geophysicists. Earth's magnetic field protects us from solar radiation and cosmic rays. If the field starts behaving unpredictably, it could affect everything from satellite communications to airline navigation systems. The Chinese data suggests that whatever is causing these anomalies is steeped beneath Antarctica's ice, possibly connected to the same geological processes that formed the hidden mountain ranges.
Number 3. The ancient ecosystem preserved in ice. The Antarctica paleobiologists working at Antarctica made a discovery that reads like something from Jurassic Park, except this time it's real and it's happening right now. While extracting deep ice cores, they found perfectly preserved plant and animal remains that date back millions of years before Antarctica became the frozen wasteland we know today. These weren't just fragments or fossils. These were complete specimens with intact cellular structures, DNA, and in some cases, viable genetic material that could potentially be brought back to life. The ice had acted like nature's perfect freezer, preserving an entire ecosystem in pristine condition. Ancient ferns, primitive trees, and even microscopic animals were found in layers that corresponded to when Antarctica had a temperate climate. What makes this discovery absolutely staggering is the level of preservation. Scientists could examine cellular structures, analyze ancient DNA sequences, and even study the stomach contents of prehistoric animals. This gave them a window into an ecosystem that existed when Antarctica was green and teeming with life. But here's where it gets really interesting and slightly terrifying. As global temperatures rise and Antarctic ice melts, these preserved specimens are being exposed to modern environments. Ancient genetic material that evolved under completely different conditions is now potentially interacting with contemporary ecosystems.
Number 2. The seismic secrets that shake the foundation. Chinese seismologists working in Antarctica detected earthquake patterns that suggest the continent is far more geologically active than anyone realized. Their seismic monitoring networks recorded tremors, shifts, and underground movements that indicate massive geological processes happening beneath the ice. These aren't small vibrations or minor adjustments. These are significant seismic events that suggest tectonic plates are moving, underground caverns are collapsing, or massive ice sheets are shifting in ways that could trigger catastrophic changes. The data revealed that Antarctica experiences hundreds of small earthquakes every year, most of them completely undetected by global monitoring systems because they happen in one of the most remote places on Earth. What makes this discovery particularly concerning is that many of these seismic events appear to be connected to ice sheet dynamics.
As glaciers melt and ice sheets thin, the reduced weight allows underlying rock formations to shift and adjust, creating what scientists call glacial isostatic adjustment. But the Chinese data suggests this process is happening much faster and more dramatically than computer models predicted. Some seismic readings indicate that entire sections of the continent are literally rising as ice weight decreases, while other areas are sinking as underground ice melts create voids and caverns. The implications are staggering. Rapid geological changes could accelerate ice sheet collapse, trigger massive landslides, or create new pathways for warm ocean water to reach previously stable ice formations.
Number 1. The final warning that changes everything. All of China's Antarctic discoveries point to one inescapable conclusion that makes every other environmental concern pale in comparison. The continent isn't just a frozen wasteland sitting quietly at the bottom of our planet. It's an active, dynamic system that controls global climate, ocean circulation, and atmospheric chemistry in ways we're only beginning to understand. The penguin population data shows biological systems collapsing during past warming periods. The ice cores reveal that rapid climate changes have happened before, but never this fast. The geological surveys indicate that Antarctica's stability depends on factors we barely comprehend. The microbe discoveries suggest that ancient life forms are being released into modern ecosystems. The atmospheric monitoring reveals chemical processes that affect global weather patterns. The magnetic anomalies indicate that fundamental planetary systems might be changing. The preserved ecosystems show what Antarctica was like before it froze, and seismic data suggests it's becoming geologically unstable as it warms. Here's what makes this absolutely terrifying. All of these discoveries are happening simultaneously. This isn't one isolated problem that we can address with targeted solutions. This is an interconnected system of environmental, geological, and biological processes that are all accelerating at the same time. China's methodical research has revealed that Antarctica operates like a planetary control center, regulating systems that keep Earth habitable. As that control center becomes unstable, the effects ripple out to every corner of the globe. Rising sea levels, changing weather patterns, atmospheric chemistry shifts, and ecosystem disruptions are all connected to what's happening in Antarctica right now. The most unsettling part is that much of this is already set in motion and can't be stopped, only managed.
Now I have a special recommendation for you. Are you seeing this video that is appearing on the screen? Click on it because I'm sure you'll like it. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.